Welcome, teachers of writing. This is Allison from movingwriters.org, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of our Mentor Text Dropbox project. We'll start with a little bit of background. So over the past 2 years, Mentor Texts have become the cornerstone of our teaching and writing, and Rebecca and I are constantly reading and curating mentor texts for use in the classroom, and of course sharing them with one another. And so we used to drop a printed copy on the other person's desk or share a text through email. But the more mentor text we passed around, the more we realized that we needed a better system for organizing and sharing these texts. So originally we used Dropbox.com as our organizing platform, but we later converted to Google Docs because it seemed to offer more flexibility. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get to our Dropbox. I'm going to show you what's available to you when you get there, and I'm also going to show you how to add a text to our Dropbox, because our Dropbox is only as good as the text in it, and the texts come from you. And so we really are hoping that you'll be able to contribute to our project, especially over the summer when maybe you have a little bit more time to organize your materials. So first things first, to get to the Dropbox project, you're going to want to go to movingwriters.org. Okay, so type in the URL, and this is our blog. We post twice a week, once on Wednesdays, and on Wednesdays we post mentor texts that we're using and we tell you how we're using them. We also post every Monday with some writing about Writer's Workshop and what it looks like in the secondary English classroom. We talk about our successes, our failures, questions we have. Sometimes we post student work. But when you want to get to the Mentor Text Dropbox project, you're going to go up here to this gray bar that runs across the screen, and you're going to click on Mentor Text Dropbox project. When you get there, there's a little bit of an introductory paragraph, and you're going to click on Mentor Text Dropbox project, which will bring you to Google Drive. Now, there are a couple folders you're seeing here. The first one is a welcome message folder, and if you click on the folder, you'll see there's a Google Doc here, and we do recommend starting there. Just give some background about the Mentor Text Dropbox. And then you'll see these other subfolders. So there's a genre subfolder, a technique subfolder, notebook time, reading, about the authors, and then on writing. We used to just organize our mentor text by genre, but we realized sometimes we're not looking for a full memoir or a full book review or a full analytical essay. We want to demonstrate one skill to our students that cuts across many, many genres. So what we did was we created a second folder that organizes mentor texts according to the techniques they illustrate. So if you go into our genre folder, you'll see all of the genres that you're familiar with and many of which you're probably teaching in your class. Critical reviews, editorials, infographics, literary analysis, etc. We even have some IB key passage commentary over here. Okay? And then if you go into our technique subfolder, which is a newer folder, you'll see the technique listed on the outside of the folder. So if you want to teach your students how to support an argument with evidence, you can click on this folder, and you'll see that we've uploaded a link to an article, and then we also have excerpts from an article as well. If you are interested in showing students how to write from information, one of the things you can do is to give them something like an infographic or some raw data to work with, and that's what we'll be uploading into this subfolder. Okay? So you have sort of two different approaches, the genre approach and the technique approach. Notebook time is one of our favorite folders. We've captured raw data, sentences that would make for really excellent sentence study, and some clips of spoken word poems. We start every class with notebook time, where we give the students a chance to sort of play and try out ideas in their notebook without having to actually commit to anything. And so, for example, if you click on this document, you'll see this great sentence from Frank Conroy's Stop Time, which I use as a sentence study, and we talk about the moves he's making in this series of sentences, and then the students try to emulate this sentence. And a lot of them start with the phrase, but at 13 or but at 15, and they go back to a moment in time and use the vivid imagery in this sentence um, to help write their own sentences. The raw data folder has lots of interesting infographics and charts, and Harper's Index has some great information, and we'll just project these raw data, the raw data or the infographics, and let students kind of think about what they notice, what the raw data means, and then we even take them to the next step, which is to think about what kind of writing might bubble up from the raw data. Another folder that we have in the Mentor Text Dropbox is a reading folder where we've actually started to bring in texts that might help us teach the skills of close reading. This is a newly created folder, so it's empty at this point, but if you have certain texts or excerpts of texts that you rely on to teach the skills of close reading, we would love to see you add them to this folder. And we also have a folder for distant reading, which we've started to add to. One of our kind of newer findings this year is that we've had a lot of success teaching the skills of distant reading using Pixar short films. So if you click on this document, you will see the title of the Pixar short and the different signposts from the book note and notice that we feel can be illustrated through the use of one of these short films. And we also have a folder called About the Author. We're really trying to, in our classrooms, humanize the writers behind the writing. Sometimes we just talk about the writing, but if we're teaching writers, we have to talk about the writers. And we have to make them real for our students. And so in this folder, we're collecting interviews with writers, clips, where the writers are talking about their process or giving advice to other writers, and we're really, really excited about this folder and hope you'll help us build it. The last folder collects texts that sort of talk in general about the writing process, and you'll see we've got a great text in here called The 22 Rules of Storytelling According to Pixar. So some of these folders are really full, others are waiting to be filled by you guys, the teachers of writing. And we hope that this is going to be a really effective collaborative project that will prevent you from having to spend hours and hours flipping through magazines, newspapers, websites to find that perfect text. So I would like to show you how to add something to the Mentor Text Dropbox, and it's a really easy process. Let's say that I want to add this article, which is a restaurant review of a steakhouse in Long Island City, Queens, to the Mentor Text Dropbox. There are kind of two ways to do that. You can cut and paste all of the text into a Google document and then upload the document into our Mentor Text Dropbox. The problem with that is you lose the pictures and sometimes the formatting it gets distorted in that cut and paste process. So the way that I like to do it is to actually pretend that I'm about to print the article. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, Print, and you have a feature down here where you can actually save the article as a PDF. So I save it as a PDF to my desktop, and I make sure that the genre or the skill is indicated in the title as well as the title of the mentor text itself. So I'm going to save that to my desktop. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the Mentor Text Dropbox in Drive so that I can manipulate the contents. So I'm going to open this in Drive. And you'll see here's my Drive and here's the Mentor Text Dropbox, which makes it editable and collaborative. And so I actually want to put this restaurant review in 2 spots. I want to put it in the genre folder, and it's going to go in critical review. So I get in there and I'm just going to upload it from my desktop. And the formatting has been preserved since I saved it as a PDF. Okay, there it is. And then I'm also going to add it to the technique. And I'm going to add it to supporting an argument with evidence. So one of the nice things about this Mentor Text Dropbox is that you can add the same article to multiple folders because it's illustrating different skills or different genres. Upload and share. Okay, so it's pretty easy to get your favorite mentor texts, the ones that have been really successful in your classroom when it comes to writing instruction and to teaching writers. And we hope that this is something that you will take advantage of so that we can build a really rich Dropbox filled with mentor texts that will help our students become writers. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions at all about the Mentor Text Dropbox, feel free to tweet us at Allison Marquette or at Rebecca Odell 1. You can also shoot us an email or leave a comment on our blog. Thank you so much.